Hello guys, welcome to the first episode of Observability series. Today we are starting with a fundamental question. What's the difference between monitoring and observability? They are often used interchangeably, but they mean very different things. And understanding the difference is key to running reliable systems. Monitoring tells us if something is wrong. Observability helps us understand why it's wrong. Monitoring is about watching known failure patterns. Observability is about learning from unknown and unpredictable behaviors, especially in distributed systems like microservices. Imagine you wake up feeling sick. A thermometer tells you you have a fever. That's monitoring. But the thermometer cannot tell you whether it's dengue, flu, food poisoning, or stress. For that, you need to do blood test, symptom analysis, question about lifestyle. That diagnostic capability, that's observability. Another analogy that we can relate with is your car dashboard. Your car dashboard lights up when something goes wrong. That's monitoring for you. Observability is the mechanic's ability to inspect, trace, isolate, and fix the problem without guessing. In the world of monolithic apps, monitoring was enough. You knew the architecture. Alerts were predictable. But with microservices, serverless, distributed tracing, ephemeral containers, failures are rarely obvious. You need visibility across the system, not just red alerts. What observability brings to the table? Observability gives you the power to debug live system without guesswork. It's not just metrics, it's logs, traces, distributed events, correlations, and system context. So, when to use what? When to use monitoring, when to use observability. So, if your system is simple, monitoring might be enough. Looking at the table, you can easily see when to use monitoring and when to use observability. So just to detect known outages and regressions, you can go with monitoring. Observability will also help, but that might be a overkill. Alert on predefined known risks, monitoring will help, observability will not. So third point, investigate the root cause. When it comes to root cause, observability always wins. It will get to the deep and find the main root cause of the issue. If you want fewer incidents, faster debugging, and confidence in scaling, observability becomes essential. So let's go through a real world example and see how monitoring and how observability fare against each other. So, for example, the user reports checkout API is slow. So let's see how monitoring will show up. So monitoring dashboards will show API latency is high, error rate increasing, CPU usage is normal, memory usage is normal. So here the story stops here. We know that there is some problem related to API. It is slow and the error rates are also increasing. We don't know what the root cause is, what the issue is. To find that out, observability comes into play. So here, as you can see on the right hand side, how the observability trace behaves. So it tells you a new deployment was released. So there was a recent release of a deployment which triggered a failed region sync job, which led to a retry storm from another microservice, causing database lock contention, resulting in the slow checkout API which the users reported. So you were able to find that entire trace right from a deployment being released and then the checkout API getting slow because of database lock contention. So observability tells the full story end to end. So looking at the real world example, we were able to come to a conclusion that monitoring tells you there is fire, whereas observability tells you where it started and how to prevent it next time. So, in modern systems, knowing something is broken is just the beginning. Understanding why, that's where observability wins.